We are removing accountability. Who's been left in opposition? Wamunyore is a new opposition kingpin, so to speak. The new opposition kingpin. And opposition is opposition kingpin because people are so dissatisfied and they want someone to show them the way. Is Wamunyore the right guy? Maybe he's the right guy because he's telling us what we want to hear. We know how money is being kept in containers to bribe MPs, to bribe this, to bribe that. People want to hear that. Those stories are juicy to the ear.
SHA is bad.
Yeah, SHA, Social Health Authority.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing is a scam. Yes. You know, people want to hear those. Why is it a scam? And Wamunyore will come and say it's a scam because I've been there and I saw it. So were you kicked out because you talked against it? No. You are kicked out because it was your time to go. These guys felt it's your time to leave. It's not because you're doing anything for the people. You are kicked out because you outlasted your usefulness. Now you've come back to the same people to tell them, to hoodwink them, that you did anything for us. Wamunyore didn't do anything for anyone. He was there for his own stomach. We even had nasty stories in Parliament, what he did to his brother. Where there's smoke, there's fire. My name is Washington Ndegea. I'm a politician. I'm also an insurance broker in this country. And I'm also the chairman of an association of insurance agents in this country called Bima Intermediaries Association of Kenya. Now, I vied for Nyeri town seat under TND, the New Democrats. Whose our party leader is Wanguku. As an MP, I was vying to be the MP of Nyeri because I felt we needed new leadership and new blood and new thinking, so to speak, in Nyeri town, because that has been an issue right now. And this is the time people are regretting about it. But now, so far in this country, we are having an issue. We have the new, number one, let me say, I never ever voted for UDA for reasons that everyone knows about, you know, because the party is as good as its party leader. I never voted for UDA because as a politician, I felt that it ain't gonna deliver for this country. And I've been vindicated. You've been seeing what has been happening in this country under the UDA leadership. And you saw the biggest demonstration of the youth last year in June. What happened? That for the first time in the history of this country, our parliament was invaded by the young people. That's the level of dissatisfaction and the level of, for lack of a better word, for the level of the kind of nonsensical government that we have. And now, the president, William Ruto, incorporating, as we speak right now, incorporating the ODM party. It's basically to kill the opposition or to kill anyone who's going to talk negatively about his government. He doesn't want to be answerable to anyone. So he's brought in ODM on board. And unluckily, Raila has agreed to it. And this brings us to the level of the current thinking or the newest kind of thinking that we have in this country. That Raila has actually, his goose is cooked as far as opposition politics and as far as politics of this country is concerned, because now we have seen who Raila is. Raila is an opportunist. He's taken advantage of the blood that was shed by the Gen Z. Instead of demanding accountability of the abductions, the people who are killed, and make this government accountable, instead he's gone to bed with them. Meaning, as we speak, this country has no opposition. This country has no one it can rely on to pinpoint on the bad things that are happening, apart from Wamunyoro now, the former deputy president who was impeached. He's the only person that we can rely on to give us the dirty things that are happening or are happening in the country right now. Of which even Wamunyoro being on the scene is by default. Because we feel if you're still in government, you'll still be keeping mum about the whole thing, you know? So he's a newfound savior of opposition politics in this country. And politicians being who they are, some politicians, not all, some politicians being who they are, wanting to take advantage, or rather, wanting to jump on the bandwagon of being relative or being relevant to the populace, they have followed Wamunyoro, especially the Mulima people, our Mulima people. They have followed Wamunyoro, hoping that they're gonna be relevant in 2027 in the coming elections. Mm-hmm. But the biggest question is this really good for the populace? Is it good for the people? You know? Is this the kind of leadership that you want for the people? Are leaders there to serve the people or to serve their own self-interests? Where are you quick to jump onto a bandwagon so that you can get favorable ratings with the public and maybe even get elected under the same? Are you really looking at how to serve the people like we are seeing? Everyone is seeing what the governor of Murang'a is doing. Ilongo Kanata, we see him that he's really performing for his people, you know? And people are not stupid. I can guarantee you, people like Ilongo Kanata doesn't even have to campaign. As long as you want to sit, the people of Murang'a are gonna vote for him. Why? Because he's performing. But these are people who keep on jumping around, looking for political relevance, so to speak, without service to the people. That's the kind of thing that you should be fighting for. We should be fighting in this country. We also, what happened before when Ndegea came in power, through dubious means, through fraud, promising people, meaning people want things to be done for them. That is why when you tell people that I'm going to do this for you, they will believe you because they do not believe that a leader can lie. So they'll come and quickly jump onto your side of things, believing you're going to build hospitals for them. You're going to give them Wi-Fi to make free phone calls. You know, they will not believe that you're going to do that. That as a leader, you can do that. And we hope the people of this country will not forget what Ruto has done. Because we all know when it comes to election time, things turn around very fast. And the person who thought he ain't going to get elected, gets elected. Like in Nyeri town when we were vying in 2022. The person who thought he ain't going to get elected, and there was so much talk of how he's not a leader. And I think because of the wave, the UDA wave, that's the person that got elected in this government, so to speak. He's a guy who's in parliament. But right now, everyone is crying. And you keep on wondering, my friend, you keep on wondering, why does it have to be that way? Why can't people really elect people who can do stuff for them? Why? You remember the first governor? No, you remember the second governor, Gakuru. Gakuru, when he voted the first time, no one voted for him. They didn't believe in him. Second time, they voted him in. And he turned out to be, he started off very, very well, seriously tackling corruption. And as we know, corruption fights back. And he had to be killed. He was murdered. You know, he had to be killed.
You are saying he was killed. He was murdered.
Let me tell you something, Olo. Yes. You just have to put two and two together. Two and two together. The things that you're doing for the public, how many people have you wronged in that? How many people are you seriously wronging? How many people have misbehaved in the county government of Nyeri? You have come to clean the place, so to speak. Those people will not give you a chance. They will not. And we know that.
Before Gakuru,
Yes.
we had
Ndegea Gachagua.
Gachagua.
Yes.
And Ndegea Gachagua
Yes.
left
Yes.
before he even, what can I say? During his time,
Yes.
we had a lot of trouble. He was traveling for medication.
For hospital. Yeah.
We had leadership in Nyeri.
Yes.
But when you talk to people,
Mm-hmm.
some of us who are not here
Yes.
at that time,
Yes.
the information we have is that we had a government that is not a government.
Yes.
So when you're talking about Gakuru, who came after that government that was not government, and now you're talking about him being murdered because you think he might have
Unearthed
yes,
a lot of
he was
rot.
fighting corruption.
Yes.
So do you think now that at this time, you see many people in this area want to believe that the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, is a good man, is a truthful man, is a person who means well for the people, is the savior,
Yes.
as we speak.
Yes.
You, someone who comes from this place,
Yes.
what do you think about Gachagua's leadership?
Remember, Gachagua is a brother to the former governor.
Yes.
When the former governor couldn't perform because of his bad health, so to speak, it is said that Rigathi Gachagua, the brother, was one who was running things. Not actually running things. He was siphoning money from the county government. Like we say, which business is this that you do that earns you billions within no time? Can you account for the billions, so to speak? Right? Of course, it's a very, very controversial topic. Very, very controversial. In Nyeri County, the Nyeri County government, it was full of people from a certain region, from Karatina, so to speak. When Gakuru came, the person now who was coming to clean up this county and make sure things work, he started first of all by sacking all those guys because the county government labor force was bloated. So he started by getting rid of these people. He started following up on the money in the county government of Nyeri because remember, nothing was happening in this government in Nyeri County, so to speak. We all remember there was some dialysis machines that were donated to the PGH, Provincial General Hospital, Nyeri. What happened to those machines? You get it? They were donated. Then after that, they disappeared, right? There was so much, and of course, there are people. The people who are connected to that are the people right now. Everyone is talking about they are the saviors. They're the savior of the monarchy. There's a lot of fallacy. There's a lot of nonsense, and whether people remember or they don't want to remember is what we should be talking about. Do people really understand leadership? Do people really understand what we call developmental politics? Politics that can help you. Not politics for the sake of politics. Yapping politics, so to speak. Like I've just told you, we have leadership right now in Nyeri, our legislative representative in Nyeri. Everyone keeps on complaining that we made a wrong choice. Everyone, even when you're campaigning, people said we cannot choose this guy. But I think because of the wave, he got in. Remember, 2017, we had the same Jubilee wave that got in people.
Yes.
And people said, we will never do a wave again. 2022, they did the same wave. We keep on wondering, is everyone okay? 2027, we're about to make the same mistake. This Omnyoro wave might follow everyone to 2027. And people will go in, not because they are leaders or they are they deservedly deserve the seat. No, but they'll go in because of a wave. And we all know that human beings, if you're not a leader, you never be a leader. Hata ukipatiwa nini. You never be a leader. You don't know how to lead. When you get there, the money is so much. There are billions on the table. You don't know how to do it. So the first thing you do is get like half of the money on the table, then decide where the other half is going to go to. You know, because, I mean, some of these people have never even, they've never had what we call money accountability in their lives. They've never been managers in their lives to manage money, so to speak. You know, like this hustler narrative. You bring a person from the village and give him billions, what's he going to do with it? You know, that's the kind of seriousness that the people, and I want to talk to the people of Nyeri, without even talking about the national, the nation of this country. The people of Nyeri needs to get serious. And know the kind of leaders that they are getting on board. Not because of a wave, but because this is a person who can do something for them. And as long as people don't do their homework, you're always getting the wrong people on those seats. And then what's going to happen? They start complaining. And then they say, it's just 5 years. When it comes next time, we're going to choose someone else. So it's a cycle of foolishness and stupidity that goes on in society. You know? 5 years is a long time. You know? You don't say it's just 5 years, it's going to go. Another wrong leader comes. Just 5 years is going to go. Before you know it, you're 60 years and everyone is just saying 5 years, you know? And the country keeps on lagging behind and behind and behind. You know? So people have to do their homework before they choose leaders. We kept on telling people, before you choose anyone, find out the background, because remember, there's what we call everything about, for example, evil or you are to vie. There's something that people know about you. That there's things that you start circulating. Some of them could be half-truths. But half-truths can tell you a lot about a person. But if the person comes in the money because you know money plays a big part and throws it to you guys, and you choose this guy whose people say he's a thief, he's done this, he's done that, and you choose him, and he comes and steals your money, who do you gonna blame? Because that's the biggest problem that you have in this country. You're not supposed to blame anyone. Blame yourself. You know?
As a politician, what do you think about the Wamnyoro meetings that have been going on that kama imesimama? Hizo ni endorsements ama what exactly?
Now, no, that's a good question. That's the stuff you're talking about. These meetings, we hope they're not endorsements, like I said. Because if they're endorsements, I can assure you, some of us who are not going for those meetings, we ain't going to have it. Because you go for a meeting, you're endorsed, not because you're a leader, but because of what you've brought into the table. We know that. How do you endorse someone? Do you have a criteria of endorsing people for those kind of in those kind of meetings? What criteria are you using to say so and so is gonna be the governor of whatever, or the MP or the MCA? What criteria are you using? Get it? The criteria is whoever is gonna shout loudest. The criteria is whoever has more money on the table. That is not a way to choose leaders in this country. And that is why we will never get anywhere as a country, as a county in Nyeri, as long as we choose leaders based on wrong parameters. And they are all there to see. Wrong parameters. So a performer, for example, you get a performer coming, he performs, but people will not choose him. Why? Because he does not dish out money.
Yes.
You know? So how do we help our people if they can't hear? You know? Because our people need to learn to differentiate who their leaders are. They need to do that urgently. We've seen regions like, and education also plays a big part. You go like to Kisumu, or most of the leaders, they are people with either doctorates, for example, they are professors and what. Fine, doesn't mean you're a doctor, you cannot steal. But at least the people have an idea of the kind of leaders that they, you see, they have an idea.
Yes.
You know, and you can be double sure that the doctor or professor will think about development first before stealing first. A person who's not learned will think about stealing first and development second.
Tumbo kwanza.
Tumbo kwanza, ashibe. You know? Yes. And like we say in economics, we distribute the few resources we have to the needs of the people. Few resources. Because resources are never enough. The few resources that are available, you distribute them according to the priorities of the people. You know, like Nyeri right now, we have serious issues. Nothing is happening in this country, in this county. The hospitals, you know, like we were just talking about Kenny. Kenny, there are people who need water there. But instead of the county government of Nyeri helping us, what is it doing? They are misappropriating that money and beating the villagers. Beating as in literal, not literal beating, figurative beating. I mean, competing the villagers. If the villagers go to court, you are there to fight them and to show the court that they don't deserve the water, so to speak. And you know, there's some leadership really matters. Education really matters. I know this kind of education that we have nowadays where people are going to buy university degrees and PhDs and whatever. No. A real education, real intelligence. We need people of proper moral coding, proper intelligence to be our leaders. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we need to start telling people. People need to realize that they've made enough mistakes and to start styling up now.
We have 6 MPs in Nyeri County.
Yes.
A senator, a woman rep.
Yes.
Well, how can you describe the kind of leaders we have in Parliament?
Well, I'll talk about where have I don't talk about Kenny or Teto, you know, that would be encroaching on people's fiefdom, so to speak. Let's talk about Nyeri. Nyeri don't have the kind of leader that you wanted at all. We removed the previous MP who came in Jubilee. He was removed by people because people felt this was a big mistake. You know? Now we have another one who came in through the wave. And the people have felt this is another big mistake. And now, well, people are still telling me to vie. And we hope that people are going to make the right decision this time around. But I can assure you, Nyeri is not well represented. People are complaining all over on social media, everywhere in all these forums. People are complaining about CDF. People are complaining about development monies that are supposed to be dished out by the office of the MP. Money is not available. People want to see the MP doing something. Our MP was busy voting, yes, the other day in the finance bill 2024 that people are really against. Meaning you're an MP but you don't really listen to your people, or you're not even in touch with the ground. And we know all these guys were bribed. You cannot be chosen as a leader to go to get bribed to vote against your people. You're not a leader in the first place. You're not. And it was a mistake to have been there in the first place. You know? A big mistake. So through that, can people learn how to choose the right leaders in this county government, so to speak? You know? In Nyeri, let's talk about Nyeri town. Talk about Nyeri town. Teto, they'll talk for themselves. In Kenny, they'll talk for in Mathera, they'll talk for themselves, right? Well, we know that everywhere that we talk about leadership, especially legislative assembly, people complain so much. Yeah, we don't have a governor. That's what I can tell you. We don't have a governor. He's not doing anything for us. Absolutely. He's just following Wamunyoro around. The benchmark, the people that we should be looking at for leadership and to benchmark, or rather to give us a marking and to compare with, is Irogo Kangata of Murang'a. What is doing for the people of Murang'a, right? Which other governor has done what Irogo Kangata has done? Irogo Kangata has done so much. You know? In Nyeri, what are you experiencing in Nyeri? The roads as we speak, especially in Kenny, they are full of potholes. I wish I can give you some photos of some roads there. They are going back to they're even worse than how they were. You know how you know the moment tarmac comes out, the moment those potholes start, you'd rather just move the tarmac and you leave the road like that. Now that is what is happening right now. And one is bothering. Talk about water. People are not getting water. I'm talking about Nyeri. Talk about the hospitals. PGH is dead. You know? Someone told me the other day that he took his mother to hospital. And the mother was attended to very fast. Why? There was no one in hospital. Is it that health all of a sudden has become better for people? No, people can't afford to go to hospital. When you go to hospital, you feel like, oh, that I have stayed at home. That's sad. And instead of the people, the elected leaders doing anything, they're busy politicking and moving around and threatening people about the money that they steal so much they feel no one should talk about it. It's a lot of nonsense. You know? Yeah. We need to talk about the bullshit that's going on in this country. Yes. Let's not sugarcoat issues. Eh? Too much sugarcoating.
How will I know that this one is a good thing?
That's what I'm saying. I said that. Olo, research about leadership. Research. What have these guys done? For example, people say Sudi is an illiterate, whatever. Why would you go and choose him as an MP? If surely he's not going to school. If surely he's not a leader. He's not been a leader. Why would you do that? People say, for example, that a certain governor is a primary school teacher. Why would you choose him? You got it? What are the parameters that people need to look at to choose their leaders? Education is very, very important. That's number one. Number two, where else have you been a leader and are successfully led? Have you been a successful CEO, for example, of a company? You know? Have you been, which leadership positions have you done? And it is very easy. Why? Everything is on the internet. Right now, go and research. What has Ndegea done? Research. What has he done? Everything is going to come out. You know? What has Allah done? Not you. But for example, Allah will find, for example, he was jailed. He's been jailed. Why was he jailed? Because of some criminal activities. You know? But when you start the campaigns, people throw all that under the table and choose him. We know governors. People have been choosing governors and they've stolen government funds. NYS. Billions. People go and choose. Why would you do that? You get it? This is the kind of question I ask myself. Why would you do that? You know, people, I remember in 2022, people are saying, the guy is a thief. He says, yes, he's a thief, but he's our thief.
Yes.
People don't care. People don't care. Maybe they deserve what they're getting.
Do you think it's going to change?
To take time. People will change eventually. The stupidity will finish. But it will take time. Because the moment someone says, he or she is our thief, how do you even start reasoning with a person like that?
In Nairobi, we've had people saying Ruto must go.
Yes.
But again, yesterday, today, Ruto has been in Nairobi.
Yes.
And you see people coming, wanakaa watu hata Ruto ana shida na wao.
Yes.
Na hawana shida yote na Ruto.
Yes.
And you wonder, some people say Ruto will go. With the kind of Kenyans that we are, do you think Ruto is really going home?
But remember, there's a certain discrepancy with those kind of crowds. We've seen reports, they are being bought or paid. Those are paid, hired crowds, so to speak. You saw that clip that was trending. They had gone to State House to ask for their money. You get it? That's a kind of, because Samuel Electro is desperate for crowds and for affirmation at all costs. He knows he's doing nothing. And he knows even if I'm doing nothing, you're still going to affirm me. I'll buy you guys and you come there. And say they go to the slums. There are so many idle people. You know? You're told 200 shillings, everyone, or 500 shillings. They all come out. for those, and they are told, you need to cheer this guy. You know? And maybe from history, they know that once you do that, you get paid. They'll do that. It's poverty at play here. It's poverty at play. You remember even Moi used to do the same thing. Moi made everyone poor. Everyone. He wrecked the economy of this country in every sector. Especially the agriculture sector, the coffee, the tea, the cotton, the what. He wrecked it. So that he can go around giving people money. You know? And remember, a Moi would move around on top of cars like what Ruto is doing. And he would say he has left, what? 500,000. A lot of money. By then, 500,000. It's like 5 million today. You know? And he says, whoever... And I remember sometime back when Kibaki came in power and saying, we would rather have Moi. You know? Because at least Moi used to give us money. I'm telling you. You really wonder what goes on in people's minds. You really wonder. You know? And like you're asking, how long will this continue? Maybe forever, I don't know. You know? It's sad. It's very, very sad.
The opposition joining government.
Yes.
What do you take of that?
We are removing accountability. Remember, we are removing accountability. Who's been left in opposition? Wamunyore is a new opposition kingpin, so to speak. The new opposition kingpin. And opposition is an opposition kingpin because people are so dissatisfied and they want someone to show them the way. Is Wamunyore the right guy? Maybe he's the right guy because he's telling us what we want to hear. We know how money is being kept in containers to bribe MPs, to bribe this, to bribe that. People want to hear that. Those stories are juicy to the ear.
SHA is bad.
Yeah, SHA, Social Health Authority.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing is a scam.
Yes.
You know, people want to hear those. Why is it a scam? And Wamunyore will come and say it's a scam because I've been there and I saw it. So were you kicked out because you talked against it? No. You are kicked out because it was your time to go. These guys felt it's your time to leave. It's not because you're doing anything for the people. You are kicked out because you outlasted your usefulness. Now you've come back to the same people to tell them, to hoodwink them, that you did anything for us. Wamunyore didn't do anything for anyone. He was there for his own stomach. We even had nasty stories in Parliament, what he did to his brother. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You cannot wish away those kind of stories. You know, there's got to be a basis for those kind of things, my friend. Yes. And let's hope people are going to take time to think about all those things. And hopefully set up for a good leader. For example, if I'm a bad leader, for example, I don't have to be chosen. I want good services like everyone else. You know? I'm not saying Nchague because for the sake of Kunchagua. No. Nchague because you think I can perform for you.
Yes.
If you choose a right leader, I'll also benefit from the same. If the majority choose a wrong leader, we are all going to suffer, including me. So can we try and choose the right leader for this county, for this country? You know, let's have mercy on ourselves. Yes, let's have mercy. We've seen who Raila is right now. We know who Ruto is right now.
Actually, now Raila, we know him.
Yes.
Ruto, we also know him.
Yes.
They are working together.
Yes.
Do you think the Raila being said to be someone who's been fighting for people's rights for all these years, do you think he can really do it inside Kenya Kwanza?
Of course he can do. Did he do it when he was in Ruto's government? I mean, when he was in Uhuru's government? Did he do it when he was in Kibaki's government? Did he do it? No. Raila just wants to get power for the sake of power. That's what he wants. And he was jailed by Moi in the 80s. And so that is what he uses as his currency. You get it? A Mariba later. Well, he's too old. We had Kibaki. Kibaki performed a lot. If Raila was there instead of Kibaki, would he have achieved the kind of progress that we have? Now we know we wouldn't have achieved. Because, this guy just wants power, nothing else. He wants his red carpet, a full one. Sinusumkeka, not half carpet. He wants the whole carpet. And he wants the 21 gun salutes and all that stuff. And that's, he's good to go. So in terms of development and leadership, is he the kind of leader we've been looking for? Now we know he's not. If you're serious, if you're really, really serious, you wouldn't have joined Ruto in the government. He wouldn't. And especially after 2 years, there's someone who said the other day, if Ruto had not been chosen as president, you would have thought he would have made the best president for this country. Everyone would have thought that.
Yes.
But now we know he's the worst thing that came out of Siguk.
You were hustler.
We were duped. We were duped, bro. We were duped. This was serious con game. This was called a con game. Serious con game.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a con man on the helm. How it's going to end up for him, the public will have to decide for him. People are saying going until 2027 is too long for this guy. It's too long.
Ruto really needs redemption. Do you think he can do it?
With Raila on board?
Yes.
No, this is going to get worse. This is going to get worse. No one is there to stop him. Maybe Raila would have stopped him if you're serious. But now there's no one to stop him. He can do anything he wants. The other day he was telling children he's going to get them a machine to make chapatis. 1 million.
1 million chapatis every day.
I mean, man, it might seem funny or like a joke,
yeah,
but this is so serious, eh? So serious.
Yeah.
Kibaki introduced free primary education. Are we still enjoying that today? Way out of the window. We are doing 1 million chapatis for children in Nairobi. Not all over the country. It's not every county that's enjoying that. It's one county.
Nairobi.
In Nairobi only.
Mm-hmm.
And what about better hospitals? What about
Schools in
what about
Turkana?
Building schools in Turkana? You saw the other day, Eriko Mondi goes builds a school in Turkana.
Yes.
Then they bring it down. It didn't follow the proper channels. Mm-hmm. I think we are sick. We are a sick society, completely sick. And the people in leadership are completely sick. They are psychos. You saw the other day a guy building his own police station.
Yes.
Why? You get it? People are just taking matters into their own hands. But if you do it, you'll be told it's illegal. You can't do it. Right? But what's the message behind that? You see? And the government will fight you very hard because there's a certain message that you've put that they didn't want it to be known to people. That's a message you're saying. We need protection, but the cops are corrupt to the core. Very, very corrupt. So think, we're going to have our own police station so that we can have our own community policing, so to speak. We don't need cops. Nowadays, you don't need cops. In fact, when you have problems, you don't call cops. They're the ones who come and mug you, whatever is left. They're the ones who are going to come and steal it. You get it, eh? And in society, the moment the top, we say a fish rots from the head. If the top is rotten, you can be double sure every other sector of the economy is going to be completely rotten. And there's nothing, like I was saying, and I'm not going to be shy saying again, what we need in this country is a revolution. A revolution. It will wake people up. A different way of thinking. Completely different way of thinking. A revolution. In Europe, we've seen the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, the French Revolution of 1879. We've seen all these revolutions. And these revolutions always brought a change in society and better change in society. Why can't we in Sudan the other day, they had a revolution, they removed Omar Bashir. You know? Maybe they haven't achieved what they want, but what exactly is wrong with us that this guy continues abusing us and we're still moving around like nothing is, we're just talking. And someone said the other day, we are talking because we are not annoyed enough. We are not really, hatujafika mahali, you know, there's certain place hatujafika. That is why we are still talking. The day we stop talking is the day this country, you remember the Gen Z things? If Gen Z protest would have succeeded, I believe today we'll be having a different kind of leadership in this country, and better one. Because the moment a leader knows that they're going to come for you, physically come for you, you stop that nonsense. Singapore, the same thing. Those countries have progressed so much because they don't take corruption like we do, like thinking it's a right to be corrupt. You know, in China, they hang you publicly. You know, why can't you do that? Kamukonji here in Nyeri, why don't we hang people? Starting the governor, we hang them all. You know?
If you look at, if you go on social media, you look at the comments made there by, maybe they are commenting on political issues, you'll realize that it is all about, it is turning out to be some tribal,
tribal leaning, eh?
Yes. You see, some majority are not really bringing out the issues. What they are saying is contrary to actually what
most of us are saying.
You see? So, do you think we will really have the kind of revolution that Kenya really needs?
That's a very good question, Olo. Do you know why? Remember the X-Space, where people, where the Gen Z were debating issues and stuff like that.
Yes.
It was so much infiltrated by fake people, you know, and saying whatever you're talking about a revolution or whatever you're saying that you need to achieve, it's not achievable. People come and say it is not achievable. Contrary to what people are thinking that we can do this, you also know there are this Makaula guy. Yes. What on the Jesu protest? Now where is he right now? He's not DM. Yes. You get it, eh? Planted moles in people. Those are moles. You see, when you talk about proper leadership, we need to identify the mole. We need to identify people who've been paid to come and spoil the conversation. We need to identify that and kick them out, you know, and label them. Even during the Mama War, we had the loyalists. When some people are in the village, we had these home guards who are left in the villages, and they were left sleeping around with your women and stuff like that, and stealing your land. Seems like these people will always be there. You know, the home guards, the whatever. And they're also the ones now, yeah, they're the ones actually who gained more when Kenya got independence. We know that. You know? We still have even home guards even today. Today. We still have people who will never be for people. They're there to think about their stomachs, so to speak. You know? But people need to wake up and call traitors for who they are. The moment you realize, and let me tell you, like we say, there's a saying that says, no man is an island. Meaning, whatever law you do, someone somewhere knows. You might think people don't know, but someone somewhere knows where your traitor behavior is coming from. Someone knows somewhere. Someone knows you're going and getting some money there to come and spoil this group. Someone knows. And that is all that we need to do for these people to be called out. So that we have proper dialogue, talking about a revolution in this country, talking about how to salvage this country from corruption, from rot. Because a bad society affects everyone. A rotten society where roads are not being made, where roads are not being tarmacked, it will affect you. You know? We who are complaining about the bad roads, we won't be flying. using the same roads, you know? So it will be affecting us. And even those traitors, it will also be affecting them. But the traitors, in their small thinking, because someone being a traitor is a very, very small thinker. You know? Someone doesn't think about tomorrow. A traitor will think it will not affect you because you've been given money. Because yesterday you slept hungry, today you've gotten some little money to eat. Not even a lot. Some little money to eat so you can betray your brothers and sisters. You don't have the mind to think about how tomorrow you make everything better. You just think about right now. That has been a problem that has bedeviled man for eternity.
Now, talk to a Mulima resident, someone coming from Mulima. Talk to them about the right direction, the right political direction that they should be thinking about.
Our Mulima people need a lot of education on political leadership. They should know that good politics should bring development. Good politics should not benefit the guy that you've sent to parliament, or you sent to the governor's office, or you sent to the county offices, the MCAs and stuff. Good politics should be able to bring development to your area. Even MCAs, the MCAs that you choose, should be able to put the county government on toes, that your ward is well represented and it has a share of the cake of the county government funds. It comes and develops your area. See, person, not money that's coming and you're busy pocketing the money. You know? I don't know how these people's, if you steal and you build a hotel, people should go and burn it down. This is nonsense. We know where these guys are building houses and stuff like that. We know, like I told you, no money is an island. You steal county funds, we know where you're going to build. Why do people go to those buildings? Go and burn them down to make it a lesson for the next leader. So Murema people, can they start thinking about leadership properly? The people that elected you, and also show them, if you're elected and you're busy misbehaving, we're going to come for you. We know where you live. You know? So, you know, people need to be accountable for the offices that they've been elected to. We all know there's this senior guy in the government. We are hearing that he wants to relocate to South Africa. We are hearing that. He's already gotten his his kids' schools in South Africa. You're still going to South Africa? You think that's a solution? I'm telling you, these people are stupid. That's a solution. South Africa is not far.
Who is this you're talking about?
No one is talking about it. No one is mentioning his name. He's a CS.
Senator?
Yeah, CS.
CS.
National government.
From Central Kenya?
Yes. You can think about, you can go ticking out.
Kiambu. Now, Nyeri Town constituency. How would you like it to look like, let's say, after 2027?
We hope Nyeri Town is going to get proper leadership, because this county is so behind in development, so behind. We have natural wonders, natural resources in this county that you can use for tourism. Our people, I was just telling someone this morning that what Irongo Kangata is doing in Muranga, very soon, Nyeri people will be moving to Muranga for treatment in hospitals. Initially, people used to come from Muranga and come to Nyeri PGH for treatment. Now there's going to be the reverse because of the kind of leadership that is being offered. Nyeri, we don't have any leadership. People need to wake up and realize there's no leadership in Nyeri. And 2027, we need to get the proper leadership to make sure that everything is going to be provided for. Because remember, funds, county funds are there. There's a lot of money, billions in this county. Where are the billions going to? People's pockets. People's pockets. People are not annoyed enough, like I told you. When you get annoyed enough, you go for that money. Yes.
Who is failing? We have elders, especially in this region, where we know about the powerful and the most the Kiama, the Council of Elders.
Thank you. That's a very good. Actually, the kind of conversation we had today was based along that line, such that we know in Murang'a, the people of Murang'a, the leadership of Murang'a, the council of, like the, how can I call it? The council that surrounds the governor, the wazirs are very, very powerful. And they've strictly advised the governor, this is what we need to do for the people. Nyeri, we have so many influential people. But these people, like the Kiama and whatever you're talking about, I'm not saying they are the ones who are, I'm not saying they're part of the advisory committee of the governor. You know, but Nyeri, we don't have anything like that. Or if it's there, what's it doing? The only thing we can assume they're doing is they're there to eat. You know? You find most of these people, they form these groupings, not for public good, to eat for their own stomachs. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. There's some things I can't get involved in. Trust me. There's some things actually, me, I'll join a group. I'll look at its direction and I'll be the first guy out of there. Very fast. Very, very fast. Because I don't like nonsense. You know? Let's have proper leadership. Because let me tell you, in this world, what do you need? You just need food to eat. You just need a house. Anything else, the buildings that you're still in to build buildings. For who? You want to be like that fool in the Bible. You know? Was it that fool in the Bible Jesus gives it's called a parable. Guy harvests, big harvest, big time. He builds barns. He stores his food. And whatever he says, wow, this is enough food now. Now I can live properly now for the rest of my life. And Jesus asks, and Jesus says, an angel came that tells him, you fool, how makes you think you're going to live for those years that you're talking about? Why do you need all this food? For what? You've harvested, that's very good. If it's so much, give it to the poor. You know, that's the kind of leaders we have, where in the New Testament they'll be called, you fools. Why are you stealing money to build all these houses? For what? How do you know you're going to be alive tomorrow? Why did you steal? For who? For your children. Greed. And there's one of the 7 sins, isn't it? Avariciousness, greed. Something you need to get out of your system completely. Do anything else, but don't be greedy. Don't be covetous. You get it? Don't be envious. Those are things that kill a man. But these guys don't care. It's been accepted. You can be greedy and continue living.
You can steal everything and still
You can still
be elected.
Yes, you can steal everything and still be the president.
Are you Timu Munyoro? Are you Itungati?
Yes, but not in that sense. Itugati means the people who fought for independence.
Mashujaa.
People, yes,
Mashujaa.
Mashujaa. The people who go for the truth. The people who know what they fought on behalf of the community. Itugati. That's what Itugati means.
But Gachagua says he's fighting on
Yes, but people say this guy was never anywhere near the forest, or his brother or his father or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are home guards.
Yeah.
Yes. You know? But Itugati sounds nice to the populace. So you can label yourself anything. You can label yourself Itugati. And people know. You see, people are not foolish. People know those are just names you're giving yourselves. You know? So that you can You know, and saying that is, you're being derogatory to the real freedom fighters. You know, that's a derogatory term to the real to the Dedan Kimathi. You know, to Akina General Mwariama. You're being derogatory to them when you call yourself to. There are people and they suffered. Go sleep one night in a forest. And tell me how you're going to come out. But these guys were ready to do that. You know? So when you consider it to Gati, and you should be banned at the stake.
Why wouldn't you join the Omnyoro team?
I love genuine people, genuineness. Calling yourself a truthful man doesn't make you truthful. I can call myself truthful. I can call myself Saint Ndegea, so to speak. Am I a saint? Just calling myself. And because of the money I have, or because of what people want from me, they start calling, oh, Saint Ndegea is here, whatever. I'm not a saint. Not a saint. Just a term. You see, we need to get serious about service to the people. And like I told you, if this had not happened, would this be happening? If you hadn't been kicked out, if you kick out your wife, you divorce your wife because of her nonsense and sleeping around and everything, and you see, I can't have it. And she goes out and says, this guy, he kicked me out because I discovered he's been stealing. He's been stealing what? Tell us. When you are there, you're enjoying the loot. Now you've been kicked out, you've discovered he's been stealing. So you're not genuine. You know? You're just a thug, like your husband, so to speak. So don't tell us that all of a sudden you've seen the light when you've been kicked out. When your hand has been slapped out of the cookie jar. You know? That's exactly what's happening. But remember, people need that. It's what's the word? It's a therapy. It's therapy for people. People need that. People need that someone to blame. Someone show them the way. Because I think previously, before that, people didn't know what to do. People didn't know who to follow. That's why they even started coining and saying Uhuru, bado ni wetu.
Yeah.
You know, before Munyoro came around. Remember the Mulu 3 conference, eh? Remember they were saying Uhuru. Now Uhuru has been forgotten. Yeah? We all remember who stole the buses to Uhuru's shamba.
Yes.
You know? But that has been swept on the carpet because people want a feel-good therapy. They want to feel good. They want to feel that we are still serving you people. We haven't forgotten you guys. We have a new savior. We have a new Jesus to take us to the promised land. Raila has done that several times, taking people to Canaan. You know? Now we have our own now taking us to Canaan. Yes, whether itafika ama haifiki, like, I don't know, it's going to be like Raila's, kama itafika, you know? Although God has a way of exposing the fallacy of these things. The same God put us where we are. Remember? But these things somehow, let's believe there's a deity who controls all these things, and we see how things are going to be.
As we wind up, do you think he'll succeed being like kind of opposition leader and also the Mount Kenya kingpin?
A day in politics is very long. Still too early. We are 2 years away to elections. You know? Whether it's only time will tell. Only time will tell. Something else might gonna come up that to shake this movement to its very roots. You know? Something else is gonna come up. And everyone will scatter to hide. Eh? You know, I love the Bible because it's a very, very philosophical book. Where leaders were caught doing bad, they would later look for places to hide. And the Bible says they would try to hide at the rocks. It's in Revelation. But the destruction that was coming, they could not evade the destruction that was coming. When something else comes up, because of maybe by divine grace or because of circumstances, people will be scrambling to hide and to dissociate. No, you've got to get the people's hearts. These are the same people who elected these leaders, eh? You know? And people are very good in changing like a chameleon, very, very fast. Eh? So this movement can always be given time to see where it's gonna go, to see what. But we implore the people to read the signs of the times and not to fall into the same traps that we've been falling year in, every election in, election out, election in, election. Let's not fall into those trappings, not into those fallacies. Let us make sure that this time round we're going to make the right decisions by questioning everything that everyone says. Let us not take things into let's not take things for granted, or let's not take things into face value. That's what. Let's not take this face value. And if someone nakupenda, you take it face value. No. If you say that you love me, then also show me that you do it. It's not the words. You can say anything. But yes, the deeds should be correct. Should line with the words that you're saying. Yes.
Lastly, 3 things. Working with Ruto, working with Wamnyoro, or being independent. Where is the best place for a politician, a serious politician in Central Region, politically speaking?
For any serious politician, needs number 1 to stay away from Ruto. Number 2, stay away from Nyoro. Number 3, to have your own independent thoughts. Like I've said, 2 years is a very, very long time to start enjoining yourselves into bad wagons without knowing where these bad wagons are going to lead you to. 2 years is a long, long time, a lot. Yes, you cannot, right now, you cannot, people, I mean, you know, people like looking for relevance. Especially politicians, they like looking for relevance. Sometimes they do it at the complete wrong places. You know? Because every politician right now should be helping their people achieve what they're supposed to achieve. This should be on the grassroots. Every politician, elected or not, it should be politicking in the village and showing people what he can do for them. Not following people all over the country, shouting and stuff like that. That's showbiz. And people, people in this country love showbiz. Oh, they love it. They love seeing big cars with stolen monies. They don't question. They just look at it in awe. And maybe wish they're part of or part of the loot, so to speak, or part of the convoy, so to speak. You know? We need people to think, seriously think where they are going to. And those leaders who call themselves leaders should be doing something at the grassroots as we speak. Talk is cheap, like we say. Yes. Let them talk. But at the end of the day, what have you done for people? Those people who, when they come to choose leaders, they should ask themselves, what has Ndegea done for us? You know? Not that he was following people around, politicking, you know? Because that's what the voter thinks. They don't question. Because if the voter questioned, I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of development on the ground. A lot. You know? If the voter questioned, what are these guys done? Because everyone will be on the ground doing something. But they don't. The one this guy who comes in a helicopter and blows dust on your faces and whatever. Some of you are asthmatic. You leave out of there going straight to hospital. You know? You don't question. Your own showbiz.
Using your own taxes.
Using your own taxes. That's showbiz. People want showbiz, eh? But do people really understand what that means? Do they understand? Do they really just want to be entertained? You get it? People like entertainment, eh? At the expense of development. A lot.
Kenya is sick, just as you said.
Yes, Kenya has a sick voter populace. You know? And Ruto knows that. He steals money. He comes and entertains you and talks all manner of things. throws 100,000 here and there.
20 million as
20 million.
just
20
like
million, that you shika hii 20 million and ujenge kanisa or whatever. You know, some nonsense, eh? You know? And you hear people, apparently, that church thing, I had people shouting, and it's so sickening, eh? It's so, people are shouting, hey, 20 million, hey, standing ovation. Man, people are stupid. I call them stupid, for lack of a better word. That's the stupidity of the highest order. You're in church, your church has been promised 20 million. And you've shouted and shouted and,
people no longer use, you see, the brain part of Kenyans is all sick.
They don't use their brains.
If you look at now, the other day, the last 2 days, we've had Ruto in Nairobi.
Yes.
Campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
2 years before election.
Mm-hmm.
The sitting president campaigning. And people are clapping, people are screaming, people look like they've forgotten about
Development.
Shah,
Yes.
they've forgotten about JKIA.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything is okay.
Kimwarel, dams and whatever. Those are tales.
The hustler funds
Yes.
be expected to be better than what we've seen.
Yes.
We are really sick.
Oh, yeah. Bro, man, I had the shouting in church, eh? I saw that. I'm like, you didn't like to experience that. You didn't like to be in that church. You can whip all those people like Jesus did. You can take a kiboko and whip all those guys. To lie, to start thinking. Start thinking, bro. Why shouting? Right? Why shouting? If you promised 20 million. Really?
1 million. 10 million.
And this money is not even going to your pocket. It's going to the bishops or pastor or whatever's pockets.
Yes.
All that money.
So that
None.
Like this, the rest of the Sundays,
Mm.
he'll be preaching about Ruto.
Yes.
He'll be preaching about how good the
Yes.
president is.
Yes, and how leaders and how the populace should obey their leaders.
Yes.
The leader is chosen by God.
Yes. How
The gospel of
we should
lies, eh?
the God-chosen president
Yes.
time
Yes.
to work.
To work. 3 years down the line, we're still waiting, eh? Eh? Yes, leaders are chosen by God. The Bible has so many contradictions, eh? It's chosen by God, so you need to give him, like you're saying, should give him time to work and all that stuff. Really? Because you've gotten 20 million, right? Yes. Man.
Hi. Thank you so much. It has been good. In 2027,
we throw our hat in the ring. And we hope this time round that the voters will make the right choices this time round. We hope so. Round hii watu watatumia akili. They can say they've been insulted, waseme unatutusi, whatever. But you've seen for the last, nyinyi wenyewe, they know. The voters themselves, they are the ones who say, we will never do mass elections again. We will never follow a party again. Twice they've done it. This time round, what's going to happen? Let's wait and see. Bad leaders will affect all of us. Me, you, voters, everyone. Affect all of us. If you want to continue choosing wrong leaders, no problem. But bad leadership decisions will show on the ground.